You see it on the graphic. I'm going to piggyback off of what Andrew said earlier. I'm going Caleb. We're a day closer to maybe the Broncos having a top 2 pick in this NFL draft. Caleb Williams or Drake Maye. And honestly, I don't think either are bad. I've watched every single game. I rewatched the game tape of both these guys, and I think there's a case to be made that Drake Maye is even better than Caleb Williams, even though Caleb,
okay.
That's my hot take. I really do. I do think that is something. When I look at Drake Maye, I'm looking at it just a different version of Justin Herbert or a different version of Trevor Lawrence, which is, hey, who would want that? So I think either or, if the Broncos can end up with either of them, you got to hope that someone there at 2, because right now, if you were to look at it, the Broncos would have the 3rd pick. Someone at 2, hopefully they don't need a quarterback. Maybe they go out and draft a Marvin Harrison Jr. or one of those tackles or something like that.
Yeah.
Have either of you guys watched the quarterbacks, or you guys have any thoughts on these guys?
I honestly kind of agree with you. I still think Caleb Williams is QB1, but there is some, I think, validity to what you're saying. I'll make the kind of, I don't know, little hot takey breakdown of why maybe Drake Maye's QB1. I think you look at or not hot takey, that's just an unfair comparison, but Zach Wilson became the number 2 overall pick because people saw what he was doing at BYU and they were going, oh my God, that looks like Patrick Mahomes. This is so exciting. He could be the next Patrick Mahomes. And I think that was always, Caleb Williams is so much better than that. Like, he's actually operating against pressure. Zach Wilson never had to do that. Like, he's a much better prospect, but it does feel a little reminiscent to me that, like, the playmaking stuff with Caleb Williams is out of this world. The in structure stuff hasn't been there yet. At least at a high enough level or at a high enough rate that makes you feel really confident. And will he be able to thrive off of out of structure, the crazy playmaking stuff at the NFL level? He's so damn talented. I kind of think he will be, but it is a scary aspect of it. While Drake Maye, like, he's got his own quirks, but man, it's Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. Like Joey said, you watch him and it's very easy to, like, picture him at the NFL level. He's got the tools. He does a better job, I think, in structure than Caleb Williams.
Well, Caleb Williams' offense, I don't want to interrupt, but Caleb Williams, much of Caleb Williams' offense, and I watched every game of both these guys so far this year, and this is a prop, like a pro to Caleb, but also kind of a negative when you're evaluating to the NFL level. Mm-hmm. Their offense is like, all right, we're gonna run. Fuck it, we're running 4 verts. Caleb, make a play, throw. Like, that's what they're out there doing a lot of the time. Yep. And it's like, okay, I like it. Like, USC's good. He's better than all these other guys. Like, I agree with you. Hey, if I was running a college program, I'd probably do the same thing. I love Hail Mary. That's great. But in the NFL, like, does that work? I guess that's my thing.
It's the out of structure plays that really just automatically they stand out to the eye. And that's essentially Caleb Williams' bread and butter. That's what makes him so special. His arm on top of it is also one of a kind. Yeah. I understand where you guys are where you guys are coming from. It's the idea of, with Caleb Williams, he's that Kyler Murray, of course, let's not say Patrick Mahomes, because we understand whether I like to admit it or not. He's a one-of-one talent, but of course, that's that prototype. When you look at a Drake Maye, you guys already mentioned it. You see Herbert, Trevor Lawrence. Of course, those are the 2 guys that do come to mind. He has an amazing presence in the pocket, has a tremendous arm, tremendous accuracy. It's really tough to go wrong with either of these 2. Understanding the Broncos' offensive line situation, I automatically lean with the guy that creates out of structure. But just for conversation purposes, let's say we unfortunately strike out with these 2. Are you guys upset at us getting Marvin Harrison at 3? Would that be worst case scenario for us, where I look at this wide receiver room and yesterday stands out to me so much? Again, this is good. Marvin Harrison coming to the Broncos, in my opinion, this would be a good thing, where Sutton is just not the guy that we thought he would be, especially after what he showed us in 2019. He has been injured. That's fair to him, but he's just not that guy. Lacks separation ability and really lacks consistency. Jerry Jeudy, I love Jerry. He's been one of my favorite players. It's unfortunate that we can't see him consistently do it, because he always has something going on with him injury-wise, and he's, in my opinion, I think he's our best receiver. I'm sure I'm not the only one that believes that, but it's a matter of getting him on the field. But Marvin makes people really respect us now, where you have Marvin, you have Judy to complete, where you have the more route technician. Of course, Marvin's a one-on-one generational talent. He can do a little bit of everything. I think our team needs some juice. It needs some firepower, and that would be Marvin Harrison. Pairing him with Russ, I don't think that's the worst thing. He needs a big play guy.
Yeah.
No, now I don't think, personally, I'm of the opinion that they need to get rid of Russ after this year, just because of how his contract works. The dead cap hit, getting rid of him this season is the same as getting rid of him next season. It might actually even slightly go up. And that's the one thing for me, like, I don't know. I want to get off this carousel the Broncos have been on.
I get it.
Now, that said, I think you could do it with Sidham. That's not the most exciting option, but just as a 1-year Band-Aid. I know the Broncos don't want another 1-year Band-Aid, but I'm telling you guys, hopefully this is the last one. You get up high in 2025. You take Shedeur Sanders, the most Sean Payton quarterback ever, and now you're cooking because you've got the weapons. You've got the infrastructure in place. I don't think that's a bad path either. I think the big takeaway, at least from the Jets game, from everything, and I think it's good for Broncos country ultimately and good for this organization ultimately, is they're finally accepting they have a problem. For too long, it's been, well, okay, but like Trevor Simeon's not the guy, you know. But Case Keenum, look at what he just did with the Vikings. You get that guy in here, and we're probably like, we'll compete for the 6th seed. Okay, we're not winning a Super Bowl with Case Keenum, but we'll compete for a 6th seed. And then it's like, nope, they're 6-10 or 6-11 or whatever. And then, okay, well, Case Keenum wasn't the guy, but Joe Flacco. And then we draft, we don't love this draft class, but we'll take a flyer on a guy in the 2nd round and it'll work out. And then that didn't go. And then, okay, well, we need to do head coach because Vance Joseph isn't it. Let's throw Vic Fangio in here. And then he's not it. And Russell Wilson, save us, please. And he's not it. And then, oh my God, Sean Payton, save us, please. It's always been like 1 or 2 people having to save the Broncos. And that's not, they will not become a winner of any meaningful substance. Like, I think they could run it back with Russell Wilson and go 9-8, maybe 10-7, and get ousted in the 1st round, like last year's Vikings, or I guess the Giants. Or no, they won that game against, I forget who won that game. But Vikings and Giants, it applies to both of them, no matter who won that playoff game. I think they could have a season like that. It's just, then you're going to have the hangover after that season. And is that season really worth the hangover that's going to follow? I think just get all the bad out now and set up a foundation for the future. Marvin Harrison Jr. would do that. That makes it a lot more exciting for 2025, whether that be a quarterback or maybe a different veteran option comes available. That seems to be kind of a regular thing in the new NFL. And I think that trend could keep up. Broncos fans probably don't want to take another Russell Wilson gamble. I don't blame them, but there's avenues now where for me, it's not quarterback or bust in 2024. If Maye or Williams are staring at you, I'm like, take the quarterback. But
or even
I'm fine if they take Harrison Jr. or Fashanu. Like you just made the comment about the offensive line and how he feels shaky there. Fashanu is, God, I'm going to butcher the kid's. He's like 22 or 21 right now. He's going to be super young when he enters the draft. He is a baby and advanced beyond his years as an offensive tackle. I'm not the best offensive tackle scouter. Joey knows the position better than I do, but I don't know. I think there's so many options at the top of this draft. Like even Jared Verse, who is where I think the teardrop is. It's like the 2 quarterbacks, those 2 skill players, and then like Jared Verse is the 5th option. Even that would like juice up a pass rushing group, maybe give you a true 1A pass rusher. Now Nick Benito can be your 1B. Cooper can fit into a rotational role, and now you're cooking with something on the edge.
Yeah. Well, guys, if you can't tell, we're tired of this season. Get us out of this.